I'll have you know, this is a $60 polo from Ralph Lauren. 30 years ago, I attended an office meeting wearing the same shirt as a coworker. When another coworker pointed it out to him, he made it very clear that his was a top-of-the-line name brand version. The idea of wearing a $20 store brand version like mine was abhorrent. He had to wear the best, and anything else was unacceptable. His attitude about clothing reflected a deeper issue of pride and arrogance that led him to look down his nose at others who were considered lesser people, whether in position or status. It was no surprise that the clerical staff couldn't stand him. Last time on Traditional Tuesday, we looked at how quickly fashions change in a study called Bring Back the Powdered Perukes. In it, we briefly noted that today's version of proper men's attire, a suit with a short jacket and tie, was a rebellion against the long jackets worn prior to the 1920s. Back then, older, more conservative men rejected short jackets and insisted that the long jacket was the only appropriate attire for a man. Today, as fashions and style rapidly change, the older, more conservative folk insist that the short coat and tie are the only appropriate men's attire, even though it's only been in style for about 100 years. In other words, being stuck on one's own preferred style of dress leads some to believe it is the only way godly people should dress, and to quickly condemn anyone who doesn't dress like them. But don't worry, it won't be long before those of us who reject our parents' style of dress will be just as judgmental of those who don't dress like us. The disappointing reality is this: we always get stuck on our own personally preferred attire. Such ungodly and judgmental attitudes are all too common and are to our shame, not God's glory. Now, does that mean any concern about attire means we have the same attitude as my coworker or our judgmental church-going brethren? Well, no, of course not. We should want to be clean and presentable in worship so as to not be a distraction to our brethren. However, if we're not careful, we can create an atmosphere of subtle or quite often open pressure to conform to our style of attire. In doing so, we can put up barriers that keep people out. Mature Christians must become all things to all men to save some, 1 Corinthians 9:22. That may require us suit-wearing men to not wear a suit from time to time, and for the non-suit-wearing folk to put on one every once in a while, in order to break down barriers instead of building them. The strongest passage on appearances is James 2:1-13, where God makes it clear: favoring the well-dressed over the poorly dressed is a soul-damning sin. So let's be more worried about God judging us for dressing in an exclusionary manner than for failing to conform to man's ever-changing cultural standards. Just some thoughts for today's Morning Minutes in the Bible on Traditional Tuesday. Until tomorrow, this is James McClenny hoping you have a great day.